Today, we travel across the bay to visit Adam Sklar and do a container unboxing. And then, we unbox a box inside of his container. And then we chat. Stay tuned to find out what's inside this container. The results won't surprise you. Adam has been designing and building bikes for over a decade. Our paths finally crossed when he moved to the Bay Area about a year ago. In a world of grumpy frame builders, we get along pretty well. Earlier this year, we traveled to Taiwan to learn about Taiwanese manufacturing and meet with the people who built the contents of this container. This container left Taiwan, sailed across the Pacific Ocean for more than a month, and ended up in front of Adam's shop. Several different studies show that the biggest source of carbon emissions during a bike's production is shipping. Sea freight is the most efficient form of shipping. However, the most responsible thing to do is to ride your current bike or buy a used one. I believe the next best thing is to design timeless, maintainable, and versatile bikes so people don't feel the need to buy a new bike all the time. How does it feel to have your net worth in this truck?
I'm nervous and I'm excited.
Oh. Okay, you probably guessed by now, this container is full of bike frames. It's funny how the stems and bars only occupy a fraction of the space.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
We spent the next hour and a half unboxing this container. This is a tour of the inside of the shipping container. You see these boxes, I think what's really cool about them is that they're the perfect width, so they span this entire container. So it's very space efficient. Eventually, with the help of Hank, the three of us settled into a rhythm. Pull boxes out, move them to the front, unload them, and put them onto carts. After more than an hour, we finally saw the light at the end of the tunnel, or the back of the container. We're almost done. We got to the last layer, and we pushed our cycling arms and lower back to the limit. How do you feel right now?
I'm feeling excited.
How long have you been waiting for this container to come?
This container left Taiwan about 2 months ago.
Wow.
Or well, the frames were ready to ship about 2 months ago.
Okay. So you've been really waiting.
Yeah, I've been waking up every morning for an email notification that they're shipped or left port or through customs or...
These are
the tall tail mountain bike frame.
a few other goodies, right?
Some handlebars, some stems.
Cool. So now we're going to do an exclusive unboxing inside of an unboxing of a container. So let's pull out one of these frames.
Okay, let's get this one.
All right.
This is the first one. Okay. So here we have a size XL frame. It looks very well packaged. We got some nice foam padding. It comes inside a static protection bag. And this one here we can see it's the pumpkin pie flavor. Delicious. Look at that. With a whipped cream logo. Wow, looks good. Yeah. We'll do the rest of the unboxing later. This week's video is sponsored by you. I don't plan on making money from these videos. I do them to show off creative people and fun projects. If you're enjoying the video, please consider subscribing. And that's the last couple boxes. We gave Adam some alone time to be with his babies. These are pretty light for XL. Careful, it's heavy.
After a break, we sat down for a quick chat. We had a chance to grab lunch, rest a little bit after the container unboxing. You want to tell me what was inside?
So we just received a couple hundred tall tail frames, the new mountain bike that I'm doing. And then there are a bunch of handlebars in there, the new PBJ handlebar, and then also stems, the super stem thing.
No one really knows the true size of Sklar.
Yeah, Sklar is a one-person company. It's just me. I'm the only employee. So far, we have 2 bike models now. We/me. I speak in the royal we.
Yeah.
Someday there'll be more people, but right now it's just me.
We and all the shareholders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is also me. So I was a frame builder for 9 years full-time. So I was building 30 to 40 bikes a year, all custom, all made by me, one at a time. 2 years ago, I did the Super Something, the gravel bike, And so far I've sold about 300, 350 of those, so in a year and a half. And then with the tall tail, probably up to like, yeah, doing 200-300 frames a year.
Yeah.
Which is still by all means super tiny.
Yeah. So you're the hundreds of bikes, right? But there's companies that like, QBP probably does, with Surly's probably does
thousands for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
tens of thousands of
Yeah.
those. Or if you look at, the Crusts, the Richies, the other people in those field are probably maybe, high thousands, like maybe hitting 10,000, but probably not.
Yeah. I feel like what's exciting about this kind of small boutique production bikes is you can do some really cool stuff at that scale that you got a chicken in the back?
Yeah.
You could do some really cool stuff at that scale of like the hundreds that you couldn't do as a frame builder.
Right.
And if you were in the scale of the thousands, if you're in the scale of thousands, I feel like you couldn't. There's some things that you wouldn't be allowed to do because then you're doing quantity, right?
Yeah, it's a really fun place to be. Yeah, we're designing and casting yokes or having cool head tubes made. It's like I'm living out my frame builder dreams where I was always piecing together stuff to make something work. Whereas now I can really, it's like, I'll just get 1,000 cable guides made that are the way I want because I can. I think those are all the designs I always admire when you can't necessarily tell from far away, but you get in there and that was always like what I liked from far away. You're like, oh, that looks cool. And then you get up close and you're like, oh, this is really cool. I think that's like a successful design when it's not super flashy. I think there's a lot of design gimmicks in the bike world that from far away, you're like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Should I call one out? Look at that drop chainstay yoke. That must be sick.
Yeah.
And then you get up close and you're like, oh, actually, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But I like my yoke doesn't look like a yoke. And then you get up there and you're like, oh, look how that threads that space really nicely.
Yeah.
I think I like that.
What fun projects are you working on right now?
Right now I'm fixing up my Klunker bike for the Cruiser Classic next weekend.
Yeah.
Which is an event in Nevada City. A bunch of people riding old Klunker bikes. So that'll be fun camping out.
I rode that to lunch with the seat way too low.
Yeah.
And I
What do
almost
you
died
think?
a couple times because it's a coaster brake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I almost slid into the back of a golf cart.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, but it was a really fun bike.
But actually, that bike, I just remember it as what I based the PBJ geometry on because I liked it so much. It was a good bike.
Yeah. Pulling 200 tall tales out of a container felt like a lot of frames, but in the scope of the bike industry, it's a very tiny batch. It's really cool to see Adam put so much thought into every single element of his frames. Every detail, from the geometry to the tubing to the color palette, and now components, is designed with an intention. Take us home, Adam.
Sklar Bikes. Check it out.
Have you ever seen the videos with the cats and they put like a piece of tape on their back and they just get they just get stuck and they walk all funny?
That's how you feel?
That's how I feel when I have when I ride with a pack. Yes. I can't get the timing of the bunny hop right because you
gotta get it cinched up there, and if it does, it's like the less weight you can have in there, the better.
Yeah.